Patrick Kane, you done goofed. Oh my goodness, the Detroit Red Wings, they blew it. They blew it. And you could say, oh, well, they never really blew it. They only had a 1-0 lead. Oh yeah, that's fine. The Red Wings were down the whole game, and they lost the game. That's not blowing it. That's just how life usually works, isn't it? But here's the thing about that. Earlier this morning, the Detroit Red Wings lost in regulation 5-4 to the Minnesota Wild. It was a goal-scoring fest. Minnesota had 20 shots to Detroit's 22. Yet the score was 5-4. Cam Talbot, Philip Gustafson, I'm sorry guys, but both of y'all had 800 to 750 save percentages in this game. That's not great, but of course, from a fan's entertainment point of view, from a fantasy hockey point of view, it's like, oh, wow, 9 goals. That's crazy. Kirill Kaprizov got a hat trick. But that's the thing. The Red Wings, after getting a 1-0 lead in the first period, the goal comes a minute into the game, by the way. It's Albert Johansson, third on the year, assisted by Axel Sandin-Pellikka and Patrick Kane. The second period is filled with 4 straight Minnesota goals, all in the span of about 12 minutes. Boldy, Kaprizov, Tarasenko, Kaprizov. They score 4 straight, and the Wild have a 4-1 lead. But then give it 14 minutes in the third period, and this is where you see Detroit kick it into overdrive. They ain't called the Motor City for no reason. Axel Sandin-Pellikka, JT Compher, and Patrick Kane all score to bring this back to even Steven with 5 minutes left in the third period. DeBrincat, Raymond, my guys are going out there and getting assists, so I'm very happy. My opponent this week in my fantasy finals only had Quinn Hughes and Philip Gustafson in this game, so yeah, there you go. Not too many points on their behalf. Okay, I shouldn't be one to talk. I don't want any bad mojo heading into the Canadiens and the Devils game. But Patrick Kane legitimately has 2 points in this game. He's got a goal and an assist. All the discourse surrounding Kane this year has been, oh, the guy is a one-dimensional forward. And maybe it's true. Maybe he's always been a one-dimensional forward. It's just a lot easier to forgive a one-dimensional forward if he's scoring 100 points a year. And I'm not saying that Patrick Kane was always this bad defensively in the past. I mean, he had his hips in the past. He had his mobility in the past, too. There was a lot to like out of Patrick Kane as a player growing up. The skill, the release, the hockey sense, etc. There was a lot to love. And for the most part, 2 points in this game, including the late game tire to bring it back 4-4. It's a wonderful moment. Up until Patty Kane, in the last 4 minutes of regulation, takes one of the stupidest penalties we may have ever seen in a Wings jersey this season. Ryan Hanna has the tweet. Patrick Kane, after scoring the tying goal in a Wild 3-goal comeback, takes one of the most needless, stupid penalties I've ever seen late in the third, leading to a Minnesota goal, power play goal, and a regulation loss for Detroit with their season on the line. I can't believe it. The play goes as follows. Quinn Hughes is skating by. Patty Kane tries to give him a little bit of a tap, but he ends up tapping him a little too long, and he takes Quinn Hughes down. That is 2 minutes for tripping. Yeah, no, they called it tripping. It looked like a hook or whatever, but like, ay. This is a total brain fart moment. You can say that, little love taps like that, they happen in hockey all the time. Flybys, you get your stick in there, just make a guy uncomfortable a little bit. This happens in the sport. But that was too much, too long. Kirill Kaprizov gets the power play marker, the hat trick, on this ensuing man advantage, and the Red Wings are crap out of luck. Their season is on the line. They need to win every single game at this point. Things are not looking good for the Detroit Red Wings when you really boil it down. Playoff odds, schmayoff odds. If you head over to moneypuck.com and you review what the Wings playoff odds look like post Minnesota Wild regulation loss, their odds dipped to 8.3%. Patrick Kane, you single-handedly did this. Kane giveth, Kane taketh, from the beautiful 2 points and the tying goal late to the terrible penalty and the power play goal against. My goodness, man. Patrick Kane is making Detroit Red Wings fans' blood boil. Call it a lapse in judgment, call it carelessness. At the end of the day, the reason the Detroit Red Wings have been losing these games, it's quite simple. You could boil it down to character. There is a certain level of effort, intensity, and drive that is just not there for a lot of these guys. And as we mentioned a few videos ago, it's kind of crazy how the Wings can turn it on in the third period. They can look so good, they can dominate, they can play with the puck, and they can move it around, they can shoot, they can score, they can do all these things for late game pushes, but throughout the course of the remaining 55 minutes, it doesn't happen. Like, this is a team that does not exhibit the necessary skill or drive to win a 60-minute hockey game. 60 minutes. I know it's quick. I know you could lose it in 2, like Patrick Kane helped the Red Wings lose today, but at some point, you gotta question, hey, where is all that leadership coming from? Where is all of the wherewithal with this team? And I'm thinking about it like, hey, Axel Sandin-Pellikka got called back up. The guy just got 2 points, a goal, and an assist. It's like, bro, you need these young dudes to come in and spark the team with offense and actual production. Where are the vets? Am I salty that my guys Lucas Raymond and Alex DeBrincat helping me out in fantasy didn't really do as much as they could have? They just got an assist each? Yeah, maybe. I would have preferred a hat trick like Kirill Kaprizov got. Especially since my fantasy matchup this week is literally coming down to an end. This is the end game, man. I'm in the finals and it's tight. Ricard Raquel and Brian Rust are destroying me. It's not funny. With all that said, I mean, there's a lot of emotion behind this, right? Patrick Kane, what were you thinking? What were you doing? Why did you do that? The Red Wings have an 8% chance of making the playoffs. They need to win every single game at this point. It's not even close. The Sens are up on the Carolina Hurricanes right now, and the Flyers are up on the Bruins. There's no room for error. There's no time for caution. Cooper, what are you doing? Docking. Like, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Red Wings. Patrick Kane, man. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.